Okay, so when we're simplifying functions, what you need to do is look at your denominators and basically ask, you need a common denominator. So you're asking yourself, what does this piece need, this 2x need, that this rational function has? Well, this 2x needs an x minus 5, and this x minus 5 needs a 2x. So you're going to multiply the top and bottom of your right rational equation by 2x and your left one by x minus 5. So once you multiply that, you're going to have 7 times x minus 5 and this negative 6 times 2x. You're going to distribute, get your 7x minus 35 and your negative 12x, combine your like terms, and you simplify it. So I factored out a 5 here just because I want you guys to get used to factoring and seeing if there's any holes, any removable discontinuities, or anything like that. But this is your answer. Or if I ask you to write it in standard form, this would be your answer. If I don't tell you a specific way to write it, then either or will give you full credit. Again, what are some of the removable discontinuities? That's, again, your holes. Since I didn't have anything that canceled in the numerator and denominator, there was no holes. Your non-removable discontinuities, basically your asymptotes and your vertical asymptotes. You're going to look at your denominator and basically you're using the zero product property to find your zeros here. So 2x equals 0 gives you that x equals 0. And x minus 5 equals 0 gives you x equals 5 as your non-removable discontinuities. On this next problem, we had two different kind of binomials for our rational functions. So again, you're looking at the denominator and seeing you want a common denominator. So to have a common denominator, they have to have the same binomials or trinomials or whatever the kind of terms that you have. So in this case, on the first rational function, I have an x plus 2, but my second one has an x minus 2. That means my first rational function has to be multiplied by an x minus 2 on the numerator and denominator. And my second rational function needs an x plus 2 to match this portion of the first one. So I multiply top and bottom by that. Once I set it up and I'm going to multiply, make sure you don't forget your negative because a lot of people forget that and then they don't distribute correctly. Once you distribute and you combine your like terms, you're going to have 3x squared minus 10x. And I suggest you factor out just in case your holes. It's nice you have that. But nothing canceled out. You can see your factor form correctly. And this is why, since I didn't ask you to do it in standard form, you could just leave it like that. If you want in standard form, you can. But since I had these two questions, A and B, it's easier to see those discontinuities in intercept form or factored form. So that means for my removable discontinuities, I had nothing that reduced on the numerator and denominator, so that was done again. For my non-removable ones, again, I'm looking at the denominator and I'm using my zero product property to find my zeros. And one of my zeros would be -2 and the other one would be +2. This is our last one that we did in class. Actually, you guys started working on this one by yourself and you were just checking it with my final work. The first thing that I recommend you doing is factor your denominators to see if they have anything in common. So when I factored 3x minus 9, I got 3x minus 3. I factored this difference as squared, which is x plus 3, x minus 3. And I noticed that both of them have an x minus 3. So that's something they have in common. My first rational function has a 3, but it's missing the x plus 3 to have a common denominator. Everything on the bottom has to be the same. So that means that's why I multiplied the numerator and the denominator by x plus 3. So now this rational function is going to have an x plus 3, a 3, and an x minus 3. My second rational function, it had the x plus 3 and x minus 3, but it was missing the singleton 3. So that's why I multiplied the numerator and denominator by 3. So this ended up being my common denominator for both rational functions. And once I multiplied top and bottom by that, I could make it one big fraction. And I'm going to go 7 times the x plus 3, which I have right here, and a -3 times my x minus 4, or you could distribute that negative here and times the 3. It really doesn't matter. Just don't forget to distribute the negative. Once you distribute, you get 7x plus 21 minus 3x plus 12. You combine your like terms, you get 4x plus 33. And there's nothing really that I could factor on the numerator. And nothing cancels out, so there's no holes, so there's none, no removable discontinuities. And I'm going to look at my denominator and look for my zeros. Remember, to have a zero, it has to have a variable x, or at least a variable. Since this doesn't have an x, that is not a non-removable removable discontinuity. Sorry, guys. But this one is. So this would be a 3, and this would be negative 3. So this is my non-removable discontinuous, aka your vertical asymptote. Sorry.